If there's a significant fracture, a break in the bone,
Yeah.
we can see it on the x-ray.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, this is looking at your foot from the side.
I want to start by clarifying. This entire thing is my fault, and I hope by sharing this story, maybe it'll help some people not crash their bike and get hurt like I did, or at the very least, it'll be entertaining to hear about how stupid I am. I will explain all about my injury, but first I want to take you back to the scene of the accident and explain what happened. Back at the scene of the crime. It happened right there. Oh my God, I'm having flashbacks. See how quick I'm going? They're really looking at me. Did you see that? He was staring at me and then he went. So here's what happened. I basically had just run an errand for my friend where I had to let someone into his house. So it was like a little excursion. And that was my first mistake because I wore low tops, which I never do. I always wear high tops when I ride for this exact reason. So I was coming down this way and you know me, I'm doing a little wheelie. I drop it back a little bit and basically like right about here, it starts coming back and I'm like, okay, I should apply more brake, right? And then it just keeps coming back. Like the brakes were working, but they didn't bite in the way that you're expecting them to. When your brakes don't work as you're expecting them to, it's about the scariest feeling ever. Like your ass drops out of your body. Basically, I looped backwards. The fall wasn't that bad because the brakes had slowed me down. I actually scraped the rear fender, which is cool that I did it. All it took was like demolishing my ankle. Basically then I was like on my back and the whole bike flopped over and like kind of crunched my ankle and immediately it hurt. Uh-oh. We're good. He's chill. When something hurts right away, at least you're not in shock. Like, at least it's not bad enough that it's like completely wiped out your system or whatever. So I knew like maybe something wasn't broken, but I was definitely in trouble. So then basically I'm over here and I'm lying there scared to look at my ankle because like maybe it's shattered or whatever. And I kind of look at it and then I see, because I'm lying on my back, I see like 5 people from around me like kind of descend, you know? And one guy was like, do you need any water? And they're like, here, let me pick up your bike. And I remember reaching over and like turning off the bike because I didn't want him to pick up the bike and hit the throttle and like, you know, hurt himself or something. The whole time I was insisting I was okay. So I was like, oh, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. And I was like trying to get over here. And that's when I got a good look at my ankle. And I'm not gonna show the video because I think I would get demonetized. It's not a deep injury. It was just a big injury and it's pretty gruesome. It kind of looked like, what's that show? Like Grey's Anatomy. You know in Grey's Anatomy when they have like the fake like surgery on the table or whatever? It was pretty gross. To everyone who was helping me out, I was like, guys, don't like look, it's gonna be gross. And they're like, no, we're all pre-med, it's fine. And it turns out this building is the pre-med building and they were all studying for finals and just saw me eat shit out here. So they were like, okay, bring your bike over there. Like, can you get over there? Let's put your bike inside. I wish I'd been filming. The only time I don't wear high tops and don't film, of course this happens. A guy got me water, which was so nice. They were so kind to me. He like pushed my bike over and then I basically sat inside and they got me like first aid stuff and we disinfected it. Luckily I didn't get any like asphalt in the cut. My sock was protecting it, but just the like force had basically like removed some skin. They're like, we don't think you need stitches, but you should definitely go to urgent care in case something's broken. And at this point I was like wiggling my toes and trying to figure out if anything was broken. One of the girls was like, oh, if you can move your toes, like you're probably okay. So I was like, oh, great, you know. But I didn't want to get my hopes up. My wonderful girlfriend came and picked me up. We went to urgent care and they put the most painful disinfectant I've ever felt. Like they just like poured it on my ankle, which sucked. But you know, that means it's working, I guess. Yeah, and then we took x-rays. I'm so grateful that these people were here to help because otherwise I would have been like, whatever, I'll just ride to urgent care. And I think that would have been a bad idea not knowing kind of like how bad the ankle was. One thing I want to say is that I don't think this was entirely the fault of the bike. Like the RTR has powerful brakes if you're doing like pit bike stuff with it. So if you're on dirt, it has a bunch of modulation, plenty powerful to stop the bike. My mistake was putting supermotos on it and expecting those brakes to be just as sufficient for street riding. The pads that come stock on the bike just aren't grabby in the way that I'm used to with like my Velar Sports on my E-Ride Pro and some of my other bikes. It's definitely something that I would like to upgrade now. Not that the brakes are bad, but it's something to be aware of if you want to get an RTR to go street riding. At least some grabbier pads I think is a really good idea. Connor's upgraded his brakes to formula brakes, which is something that I'm curious about and want to look into because I would prefer not to do this again. Anyway, I just want to put that out there that I'm not like blaming Electro Co for this. I should have known. Another pro tip, before you wheelie, double tap your brake to make sure that it's working. That's what I always do. I didn't do it this time and it came back to bite me.
Yeah, so like I said, if there's a significant fracture, break in the bone,
Yeah.
we can see it on the x-ray. It's possible there's like a very small hairline fracture that the resolution's not good enough to see.
Okay.
But the treatment for that is just resting until you're comfortable putting weight on it.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, this is looking at your foot from the side. The area that you had this injury was right around here. I don't see any fractures in this region.
Nice.
That all looks good. This is looking at it from an angle here. Most of your injuries were right around here.
Yeah.
And the bones look like nice, smooth, healthy borders. These are your metatarsal bones of your foot.
That's what I was worried about, was these guys right there.
Yeah, these are pretty prone to fracture in the foot with crush injuries. You see how this looks like a little ball here?
Yeah.
Some people have a bone that's a little bit like an accessory bone here.
Okay.
It doesn't look like a fracture to me.
I have an extra bone?
Extra aspect of the bone.
That's sick.
These are the examples of those extra bones.
Whoa, I didn't know that. Every time I get an x-ray, I am reminded that I have a skeleton, and that's kind of weird. You know what I mean? All right, we got the clean bill of health, kind of. They said nothing's broken, but probably a lot of straining here. It hurts here. I thought I broke right here. It hurts here because I lost a ton of skin. Basically, I have to keep it disinfected so that it doesn't get super infected. If I put my weight on it and it hurts, that's maybe bad. So I'm gonna wait a couple days for the sprain to kind of calm down. This is the one time I didn't wear high tops. I wasn't even filming, which sucks. If you can get the bad stuff on camera, it makes the bad stuff into good stuff if you have a YouTube channel. Also, huge shout out to Matt. C-Bike on YouTube. You guys know Matt. He's taking time out of his day to go over there and pick up my bike from the random school building that I left it in. Hopefully the bike is still there.
Oh, there she is. You know, it's one thing that they don't tell you about riding Surons and other E-motos. It's a lot like Rust or Minecraft. When your friend perishes, you actually have to go in after them where they perish and pick up their loot for them. Oh man, okay. The Baja Blaster, still in good condition. If I was listing this on Facebook Marketplace, I would say lightly used. Let's see, so the brakes, that's working. Throttle working maybe? That's fine, seems good. It's a lot smoother now with this new motor. The handlebars are a little bit out of alignment. Yeah, that is a lot of power for a little bike. Wow, let's check it out while it's like raining on us. These flower petals. These things are more sturdy than human bodies. If the only things wrong were this and this on your bike, you'd have a great bike. A year of just passive wear and tear does a lot more to them than that one big crash does. I could see how someone would crash this thing. Holy shit. You know what would make this video better? 2 crashes. I just would ask if you wear the helmet, if that's cool.
My laptop.
Collateral, perfect.
Is it new?
Yeah, it's fairly new. This is actually my buddy's. He was just riding earlier and he kind of looped it. The back brake is a little bit weak right now, so I'd say maybe don't try any big wheelies.
Noted.
Yeah, I'm just coming here to pick it up for him. He went to urgent care.
Oh shit. So is it on right now?
There you
Cool.
go.
It started in 1. Okay, so this is back, this is front.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, this is sick, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
It looks good on you, man.
This thing's f***ing sick.
It fits you nicely, too.
It's like such a perfect size. Like I wouldn't want anything bigger, honestly.
Yeah.
It's sick. It's f***ing dope as hell.
This is the Baja Blaster. That's what my buddy named it.
I love it.
Do you want to flip it up a mode?
Like I put it in second and that's like scary. That's f***ing sick, dude. Thank you so much for letting me try it.
My name's Matt, by the way.
Moses.
Moses, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Awesome, dude.
Peace. Thank you.
Yeah, bro.
What do I do?
Because I also
it's going backwards. What brake doesn't work?
They both work, but you have to squeeze harder on the back brake.
I'm just gonna go very slowly. That's fun. It's really fun. I feel like this size fits me way better than your bike.
The sides of the Hyper-Beam, the one that I told you. Yeah.
No, they're too dangerous, but they're fun to ride like very slowly. How do I turn it off? How do I turn it off? Keys?
You thought you were on Logan Taylor's channel today. Wrong. This is the RTR's channel. I am the captain now. the back tire is a little bit bumpy. Little bit. It's kind of a fast road. I'm not scared, you're scared. So at first I was thinking, man, this road's bumpy, but no, that's just the wheel. This might be a bit of a stretch. You know that sound R2-D2 makes when it's really scared? That's kind of what this bike sounds like. The one thing I would say, and it seems like it was this way before the crash anyways, the back brake, it takes a lot of force to lock out that back brake, especially compared to the front brake. If you weigh like 110 or less, I'm sure these brakes would be all you would ever need.
All right, so what does this mean going forward? First of all, I can't ride. Not for right now. I don't know how long it'll take to recover, but when I broke my other ankle like 2 years ago, I found out that being patient with your recovery and like actually doing things properly is absolutely critical. And I'm not a patient guy, so that's tough for me. Whether it takes 2 weeks or 3 months, I'm gonna give my body time to recover before I hop back on the bike and start ripping some wheelies again. However, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop making videos. Weirdly, I have some of the most exciting videos coming up. When I had this injury, I freaked out because I was like, oh my gosh, you know, I have all these videos planned. How am I gonna make those happen? And then I realized I had all these awesome projects that I kept pushing off because I just wanted to go out and film riding videos. So now I have a great excuse to go do those projects and make cool videos and spend more time editing and do all of the YouTube stuff that I love to do. So next week's video, I'm super hyped. Because you watched this far into the video, I'll reveal to you specifically, don't tell anyone, that it may have something to do with rebuilding my main bike and putting a bunch of cool parts on it and maybe changing the color. Anyway, injuries suck. I just gotta make the most of it. It was my fault, and it's a great reminder that I should always be wearing my high tops when I go out to ride. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Ride safe, and I'll see you next week.